Hey, what's up friends? My name is Manik from the Sample Mania, and in this video I'm going to break down one of my vintage piano samples in the style of Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, JID. This sample is actually part of my new sample pack, which is called the Sample Mania Volume 1. It comes with a bunch of crazy samples, drums, MIDIs, and I even included my beat selling blueprint, which I use on a daily to make a living as a music producer. It also comes with my workshop called Money Making Beats, and you can even schedule a one-on-one strategy session with me where I'm gonna give you feedback on your music. You can ask me all your questions, and I'm gonna give you a custom plan tailored to your specific situation. So yeah, if you're interested in that, just click the first link in the description. But yeah, now let's get into the breakdown. I'm gonna play the sample all the way through one time so you get a feel for what we're working with, and then I'm gonna break down each individual sound. So yeah, this is what the sample sounds like, and yeah, let's start with the breakdown. So the first sound I started with is coming from Contact. It's the Golden Age Grand by Teletone Audio, and the MIDI sounds like this. So yeah, we're in the scale of A minor. As you can see, A is the root note here, E is the perfect fifth, and then all the other notes in this progression are playing in the scale of A minor. So once I had the first sound, I wanted to layer it with a different sound. And the second sound is coming from Analog Lab. It's this breathy clarinets preset, and it's coming from a Mellotron expansion pack. And yeah, this is what the pattern sounds like. It's also in the scale of A minor, but it also plays this second chord here, which is a G sharp minor, which is actually not in the scale of A minor, but more like in the scale of A melodic minor. But yeah, it works really well with the sample, and I just played this bouncy pattern, which is kind of repetitive, but it can loop itself over and over again. Then I added a bass, which is coming from Trillion, and the preset is just a clean Fender mute, and it sounds like this. And it's just playing the root note of the chords with this little filler note right here to create some bounce. This is what it sounds like so far. So then I added this choir, which is coming from Analog Lab again. It's the same Mellotron expansion, and this preset is called Side Singers. But then I bounced it to audio and I chopped it up so it creates a kind of call and response feeling with the other sounds of the sample. This is what it sounds like now. And those were basically all the melodic components of the sample. And once I have a solid foundation, I like to build around it with textures and ear candies. And the first texture that I added sounds like this. Which is basically just like a noise sound. And the second one are these cymbals and drum sounds. And I also chop them in a way so it complements the choir and all the other sounds as well. Then the drum fill down here transitions perfectly into the second part of the sample, where I just switched up the piano pattern, which sounds like this. it's the same two chords, just arpeggiated in a different way. I also copied the same bass sound, and I added a new instrument, which is coming from Contact as well. It's the cassette vibraphone by the Phonoloop, and it sounds like this. Yeah, it acts as a counter melody, and this is what it sounds like. But then I also added another choir right here, which sounds like this. And again, it's all based on the same chord progression. We're just using different patterns and different inversions to give it some variation. Then it transitions into the third section of the sample, where I remove the piano and there's full focus on the clarinets preset and the bass. And I also added a choir here. And yeah, this is what it sounds like. Okay, so my thought process when I was arranging this, I wanted to make it as simple as possible for a producer to flip this. And especially if you're uploading beats to a type beat channel, the most important part is to keep the watch time high. And the way I thought about it in this sample is this is the first part of the intro, then it transitions into the second part of the intro, which is already 32 seconds long and creates a lot of, builds up a lot of energy and hype for the drop, and then it drops into this section right here, and this is where the drums come in. And this way, the producer just has to drag and drop it into the session and basically add drums to it. I also included each individual sound at the end of the sample, just to make it as easy for another producer as possible, and they basically have full creative freedom over the sample. So yeah, basically the process that I use to make samples is first come up with a catchy chord progression, then build around it using different layers and inversions and different rhythms of the already existing chord progression, and then build around it even more using textures and ear candies, and then also creating call and response. So it creates bounce, which makes it very easy for an artist to rap on and very easy for a producer to add drums. Then you want to make sure to add different sections. And yeah, that's basically it about the sample. I hope you learned something new. And if you need one-on-one help with making better samples, making better beats, and basically making money selling your beats online without just uploading the same type beats to YouTube every single day, then you can apply for my one-on-one coaching program with the second link in the description. It's going to take you to a scheduling page where you just pick a day and time that works for you. You're going to answer a couple of questions, and then we're going to meet on a one-on-one Zoom call, and then we'll see if you're a good fit for the program. So yeah, thanks for watching. See you next time.